Anthropogenic menace, global warming led climate change is the existential threat for planet Earth. The catastrophe of climate change is unfolding as sixth mass extinction or biological annihilation. The mindless and destructive exploitation of Mother Nature created this biodiversity crisis. In modern era, Rachel Carson's book Silent Spring in 1960s tried to create environmental consciousness, emphasizing presenting biodiversity loss due to mindless use of synthetic pesticides. From Stockholm's Summit in 1972 to Earth Summit in 1992, Rio plus 20 to COP27, Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. Entire world acknowledge the essence of sustainable development, existential catastrophical crisis of climate change. What is sustainable development? The term sustainable development was first given by the United Nations Commission on Environment and Development, famously known as Brundtland Commission, that was constituted in 1983. The Commission, in its report, Our Common Future, 1987, according to the Commission, sustainable development is intergenerational equity in resources use, include environment. The Club of Rome, 1968, played a very important, a crucial role to create consciousness about sustainable development world over. Club of Rome published a research report in the name of Limits to Growth, 1972, prepared by scientists of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Continuous civilization transformed the nation. India's pro-planet, innovative, inspiring, and ethical initiative, inspired from its or her cultural heritage of confluence with Mother Nature, where reverence or worshipping of Mother Nature as gratitude for its beyond compare contributions has been our cultural way of life. Now, this cultural heritage reflected, exemplified in Sarna way of worshipping nature collectively by our tribal fraternity, exemplified at the Paris Climate Conference. India initiated international solar alliance with France to harness solar energy and move ahead on the path of net zero or carbon neutrality or eco-friendly pro-planet approach realizes. To address the impacts of climate change, India launched coalition for disaster resilient infrastructure and to assist climate change vulnerable island states. India envisioned and shaped infrastructure for resilient island states. In COP26 and Glasgow, London, inspiring from her glorious cultural heritage and civilizational ethos, India put forth the concept of Panchamrit, a pathway or way of action for faster and sustained economic growth and inclusive development, embracing synergy with nature. First, India will enhance its non fossil energy capacity to 500 gigawatt by 2030. India will achieve 50% of its energy requirement through renewable energy by 2030. The curiosity about non fossil energy capacity and renewable energy. What distincts these two terms or targets? In non fossil energy capacity, energy from atomic or nuclear reactors is included. But in renewable energy, nuclear plants energy or nuclear plants produced energy is not included. Third, India will reduce or cut down its net projected carbon emission by 1 billion ton from now until 2030. India will bring down the carbon intensity of its economy by more than 45% by 2030. And last, India will achieve the target of net zero by 2070. India's ProPlanet initiative, Mission Life, Lifestyle for Environment, Environmental Conscious Lifestyle, its essence mindful and deliberate utilization instead of mindless and destructive consumption. India led global mass movement Mission Life aims to nudge individual and collective action to protect and preserve the environment. Confluence with Mother Nature. Mission Life reflection of or inculcation of ecological intelligence. As ecological intelligence defined as individuals' ability to apply what they learn about their impact on environment to make change in their behavior and live more sustainably or in synergy with nature. India G20 presidency. The theme of India G20 presidency Vasudev Kutumbakam or One Earth, One Family and One Future closely ties with lifestyle for environment and UN agenda to transform world 2030 as sustainable development goals. And India's G20 presidency's agenda inclusive, ambitious, action oriented, and decisive, also intertwined with the UN agenda for world's transformation. World's largest, vibrant, and the most inclusive democracy, fifth largest economy, and among top five renewable nations. India, under its G20 presidency, emerged as an influential and decisive voice for global south or developing nations and emphasized climate justice. As justice is fairness, impartiality. Its foundational base or bedrock is inclusion. Climate justice acknowledge global warming led climate change and its catastrophic impacts as ethical, social, and political issues, not mere physical or environmental in nature, and expects global responsibility for inclusion, representation, and the right of those most vulnerable to the effects of climate change. As an infant victim of asthma due to pollution, it deprived from their fundamental right life with dignity, reflects the erosion of social justice. Likewise, climate change led extreme weather events, lasting droughts, flood, famines, compelled millions to take refuge in other countries or continents, established responsibility to be responsive for their dignity is essentially climate justice. International Environment Day, June 5, 2023. Its theme beat plastic pollution, as plastic pollution created garbage patches in oceans, seas that are breeding grounds for biodiversity, or even for our life.